Good morning, good morning.
Boker Tov, Rabbi Prague.
Boker Tov, Boker Tov. Let's look at Perashat Ki Tisa. When Moshe Rabbeinu is approaching his brother, let's understand what he's saying according to Rashi and according to Ramban. Why is Ramban disagreeing with Rashi? Look a second, Bayas, it's page 498, in the regular Chumash, it's Perek Lamed Bet. Perek Lamed Bet, Pasuk Chaf Aleph. This is after Moshe Rabbeinu came down. Moshe Rabbeinu took the Egel. Moshe Rabbeinu destroyed the Egel. Moshe Rabbeinu made the people drink.
Sotah water.
Vayomer Moshe LaAaron. Remember, first Moshe is a leader. Moshe did what he was supposed to do. Now he has time to talk to his brother in a private manner. Pasuk Chaf Aleph, page 498. Vayomer Moshe LaAaron, מה עשה לך העם הזה? כי הבאת עליו חטאה גדולה. Which means, let's see the English translation. Yes, what did these people do to you that you brought? Yes,
This great sin.
yes. ויאמר אהרון, אל יחרף אדוני, אתה ידעת את העם כי בראו. Let's see the Rashi. What does Moshe want from Aaron? Yeah? Which type of a question is that? Obviously, Aaron was not doing it willingly. What is he asking? Look at the Rashi, please. מעשה לך העם, says Rashi, כמה ייסורים סבלת שיסרוך עד שלא תביא עליהם חטא זה. Rashi understood that Aaron was tortured by the people that forced him against his will, or according to the way Rashi says it, יסרו ייסורים עד שלא תביא עליהם חטא זה. Which means Moshe, so to say, is hinting to Aaron that he understands that they did something terrible to him to do it. The Ramban strongly disagrees with this interpretation. Open the Ramban here.
How far are we going with that? That's not even Yadeg below Yabur because it was torture, which the Gemara holds is almost worse than you don't have to give your life. So it's for torture. If you're going to be tortured, is that already it's going that far?
Well, first of all, the Gemara that you quote says the opposite from what you say. Yes. The Gemara is saying that torturing is so painful that perhaps Hanan, that you are obligated to suffer as much as you can. If you would do the Avera, maybe you will be punished less. You're obligated to give your life or to be tortured as much as they do, finger by finger in soul. Gemara is only saying, Ilmalei, Abdul, Hanan, and Mishnah Azariah, they wouldn't be able to. Let's see the Ramban. The Ramban at this pasuk. I'll tell you the page, but you have to make sure that it says on top. Perashat Ki Tisa, of course, and so. But the point that Eli made is the point that the Ramban is arguing with the.
Is it page Kuf Ayin Tet?
If you found it, I'm sure this is it. Yeah.
I'm not sure. The bottom?
Kuf Ayin Tet. Yeah. Look at it's page Kuf Ayin Tet. Look at the top left, Kuf Ayin Tet. So remember, Rashi is saying that Moshe is asking Aaron, how much did they torture you that you had to do what you had to do? Aaron told them, bring me all the jewelry. He threw it into the furnace of fire. So look at the Ramban.
Can you just say, they killed Chud over this? Yeah, I was trying to.
No, but he's asking so Moshe understands that tremendous amount of pressure was placed on Aaron. So Eli said, maybe it's yeah, let's see what the Ramban is saying. Let's see. I mean, this is look at saying Eli what the Ramban is saying. מעשה לך העם הזה כי הבאת עליו חטאה גדולה, says רש"י, first it quotes the רש"י, כמה איסורים סבלת שיסרוך עד שלא תביא עליהם חטא זה. Remember, this is Ramban is quoting Rashi that Moshe understood that Aaron was tortured. Says the Ramban, ואיננו נכון בעיניי. Listen why. כי החטא הזה, says Ramban, מן החטאים שיהרג עליהם ולא יעבור. Says the Ramban on Rashi, this chet, we have to know which chet. What? Making the idol, assisting them. Let's remember, Aaron didn't do anything. Moshe is assisting them. If I give someone a cheeseburger, my avera is, says the Ramban, this is Avodah Zarah.
That sounds like.
It's not
it's not a joke.
No, but Ele Elokecha Israel, Aaron didn't say. If you want this, let's look at the text clearly what Aaron did, and let's look at the text what Aaron did. Vayomeru, Yomeru. They said Ele Elokecha Israel, Aaron. Let's look in the text anyway. Come.
Oh, it's not Aaron.
Aaron, he's talking to Aaron. Said, look a second on page 494, Larry, it's page Lamed Bed. No, the question, Sammy is saying that Avera that they did is definitely maybe this Avodah Zarah. You see that many of them were killed. Let's see what was Aaron's.
We should address Hur at this juncture. Before he died already, he tried to stop it.
Right.
Why isn't that brought up at all? Hur was a big time person. He wasn't just a guy that was walking around.
No, so see what the fact that who was killed was definitely a threat to Aaron. But the question is, Moshe is asking you, what did you do? Now, let's read the pasuk at 494. Look on top. The people saw that Moshe Rabbeinu is coming late. ויקהל העם על אהרון, they are gathering, ויאמרו עליו, קום עשה לנו אלוהים, שילכו לפנינו, we need a leader to replace משה, כי זה משה האיש, אשר העלנו מארץ מצרים, לא ידענו מה היה לו. This is the Jewish problem for history. We have to know at the moment, right now. Maybe you wait an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. No, tell us now. And if it's not now, this is the problem. All of us dead will have history. All the problems in history began. Anyway, let's see. ויאמר עליהם אהרון, פרקו מזמי הזהב אשר באוזני נשיכם, פניכם ובנותיכם. Remove all the gold, the jewelry that your wives have, children. He believed that he would delay. והביאו אליי. He didn't think that it's going to be so fast because he assumed that the ladies would definitely.
So what did they ask him to do so that he's giving them that advice?
We are going to read to see what he's doing. And this is what they had in mind. ויתפרקו כל העם את מזמי הזהב אשר באוזניהם. You realize? No. שים לב, Sammy. He doesn't say that they took off the jewelry from the wife. They say no, אשר באוזניהם. Remember, he's telling them, go take it from your wife and kids. The wife said, זה כתוב בפסוק, ויתפרקו כל העם, מזמי הזהב אשר באוזניהם. They were in a hurry. Okay, ויביא.
There was resistance from the wife?
No.
We see it at all?
We see it's hinted that the wife said no. It's hidden. They said no.
We don't see it.
No, but this is the wife. The wives didn't die. ויקח מידם, here, Joseph here. ויקח מידם ויעצר אותו בחרת, ויעשהו עגל מסכה ויאמרו, תראה, זה הולך from a singular to a plural, you see? So, which means he took the jewelry, he threw it, but it's the same pasuk, you change from a singular to plural. ויקח מידם, he took whatever gold they gave him, he threw it into a whatever furnace.
So he knew that something was going to come up from that gold.
They said openly that this is what we want. He's taking it, he's throwing it in. Look what happened. ויאמרו אלה אלוהיך ישראל אשר העלוך מארץ מצרים. Okay? So the Ramban is saying to Rashi, I think that Aaron had to die for that. Why? Because you are indirectly assisting them. Rashi is saying that Moshe is asking Aaron, did they torture you? For what? Says the Ramban, if this is the case, he had to die, the same as his nephew died. Who?
Rachim takes a whole other case and says it's almost like an honest.
Right.
That it's not even a
Right,
Bazara at all.
Right, look at the Rashi a second. In Rashi Egel Masecha is Joseph. Kevan Rashi is on the bottom right, Joseph. Kevan שישליחו לאור בקור, באו מכשפי ערב רב שעלו עמהם ממצרים ועשאו בכשפים. You do realize that something happened here, not in a normal way. If you throw gold into a furnace of fire, a golden calf doesn't come out. Okay, then Rashi says, whatever, how did they create it? Fine. So the Ramban, let's look at the Ramban. Go back to the Ramban. So this is clearly that Aaron did not participate in what they did, but of course he did because he gathered the gold and he threw it in. Says the Ramban. So look. I mean, it's impossible that you take gold. Gold calf comes out. מה קרה פה?
הראש של יוסף.
No, הראש של יוסף is the Shem. When Moshe Rabbeinu had to bring up the casket of your.
At this juncture of time, there was kefura. They were doing snakes out of wood, and there was a lot of magic going on at this period of time.
This is what Rashi is saying. After he did, after
thrown in and anything.
No,
they
no.
could have created a building out of it.
This is what Rashi is saying. Rashi is saying that those who knew magic, or what Semi is saying, when Moshe Rabbeinu had to bring up the casket of Yosef from the Nile, it was a heavy casket. So Moshe Rabbeinu wrote or engraved on a piece of metal, and he put it, and someone snatched it after he picked up.
Wasn't that the son of
Whatever you heard in any civilization, it is correct. Everything starts with Rashi. No, but everything starts with Rashi. Rashi says Micha,
Yes.
Misha. So whoever said it to you took it from Rashi. And Rashi, of course, took it from the Midrash. But this is not the issue. The issue is now, should Aaron die before they told him, he'll do? He's not doing. He's assist. The key, we have to focus on one word is assist. Assisting. We're talking about assisting someone doing Avodah Zarah.
why are you saying he's not worshiping Avodah Zarah, but he's
That's
just
what-
he's
that's
not
the
himself,
question.
but he's not himself.
This is what we are.
Who says healthy
Take this.
Okay, so I'm saying
No,
it's not saying
it's not a city.
Whatever you do, this is Shulchan
I
Aruch.
understand, but it's
He
not.
tells me to put Shabbat, I'm going to solve the question of days, but Shulchan Aruch. Yeah? Because it's Ulash Lashid, normally they don't talk
Why
about this
didn't Aaron
question.
say that, like, do whatever you want to do,
Take
leave me
it.
alone?
What?
Why did he say, do whatever you want to do? Why did he give advice of getting
Oh, because Aaron was the leader of the Jewish
I
people.
don't know what to do. I mean,
Why did Israel is in a mess? Because the leaders were rotten, correct? Powerful, hungry, money and kavod, yes? This is what comes in the end, yes? Aaron is the leader. They said, you are the brother, your brother is late, help us. Do it.
that's okay. I don't know what to do. Get a committee and decide what to do.
But he tried.
And you get out of it.
But he already killed Cord.
But you're opposed to it. You can't tell them
No,
that.
but Joseph. Joseph, the mood of the mob, do it. You know, sometimes if you look at the eyes of those who talk to you, the tone, and you see a man that was slaughtered, you understand that you cannot say no.
Next.
Tell us. I mean, it's very unfortunate. I mean, remember, this is a mob mentality. Open Siman Kufnun Zayin. Sam, open.
Begin with rage.
Kufnun Zayin.
So Aaron had that power to transfer it to a cow, you're saying, because he, to save from the mob, he said, I'll create what you want. So and he created it.
Anyway, let's repeat again what we said, because again, we read Rashi slow to say not like it. Yeah? The only thing he did was bring me the gold and I put it in the fire.
Right.
Then the magic, the craftsmen, the mechashfim, those who knew magic, said what they said in the golden calf. Aaron didn't say voodoo stuff.
Zion.
Aaron only threw it to the fire. And Rashi says that they said what they said, and this is
So
what
what did he have in mind when he said, put all the gold and do what?
is to postpone. Rashi says,
Yeah,
text says, look on Kufnu Zion, let's look at
Of
the
what?
Look at the Siman Kufnu 157. Kufnu Zion, Sammy, you have your book. I thought of this one, I did to hear.
Oh, sorry.
Kufnu Zion, Shulchan Aruch says, okay. Look, let's read the Shulchan Aruch, then read the Rama.
Rabbi Prague.
Yes, I moved a second because I gave you like the book.
You know, I think it all stems from Moshe's question. It doesn't seem logical to Moshe. Moshe doesn't understand why. That's why he's asking the question.
But you see, the Ramban says,
It doesn't make sense to Moshe. Moshe says,
raising the question of Aaron, of Moshe to Aaron, so what's your question? You have to die. Okay, let's see. Obviously, there is a
157, Dinei
157, יורד there, not אורח חיים.
Oh.
I have to read you the Rama two opinions. Okay, this is it. So I'm reading the Shulchan Aruch, then we focus on one Rama, okay? Kol ha'averot shebatorah, everyone knows it, at least we think we know it. Kol ha'averot shebatorah, chutz me'avodat kochavim, gilui arayot, ושפיכות דמים. אם אומרים לו לאדם שיעבור או יאבד, yes? If your choice is do it or die, if it's private, eat non-kosher, desecrate Shabbat, do it, save your life. ואם ירצה להחמיר על עצמו ולהרג, if a man wants to be strict with himself and let himself be killed for שמירת שבת, אם העובד כוכבים מכוון להעבירו על הדעת, which means if a guy stops here is a cigarette, light my cigarette.
In a private room.
In a private room, but he's clearly doing it to humiliate your religion. So Shulchan Aruch says, save your life. If you want, you are permitted to die. This is against the Rambam. Rambam says you must save your life. Shulchan Aruch, okay, everyone
So
wants
what's
it.
the punishment of doing it to if I don't want to die and I have 10 people, I say my life is
No, he says open it's mutar.
no, if there is a whole Kaal, there is more people. I don't want.
Whatever the honest is, the Beit Din would not give you any punishment because everyone understands you did it under duress.
Yeah.
No, everyone, Beit Din would never give you a punishment for that because you're not doing it willingly. But if a person wants to do it, yes, he's dying. Okay, look a second, skip the Ramasem, ואם הוא בפרהסיה, דהיינו בפני 10 מישראל, חייב להרד ולא יעבור. So if 2 Italians stop on Shabbat, 11:30, when the Harley Davidson, they grab any Jew, yes? You filthy Jews, you're doing this and this to the Arabs. Here, desecrate Shabbat for me, says Shulchan Aruch, you have to die. Why it's done publicly? Clearly against your religion.
I have no interest in the cigarette, Rabbi. I'm sort of with Joe on that. Guy puts a cigarette in my face.
Don't make
not
this-
the case.
Don't make the case too long.
Huh.
There's one point here. The goy wants to show 10 religious Sephardic Jews that Shabbat is nothing.
But every
No
Jew
one
knows,
has interest in it.
He's meaningless. His motive is meaningless to me, and my family.
I
is
know, but
more meaningful.
this is
It's a meaningless motive. He's acting out of rage.
the meaningless motive is to show everyone the Jews are not willing.
It's not the Pope coming up in a global situation. We're gonna sit now
This is
and
exactly-
explain to him. I got a goy on a motorcycle. I don't know.
in front of 10
I
Jews.
got.
but every
If
10
it's
Jews
10,
knows.
if it's
I
10,
understand.
100,000
I
Gentiles,
understand.
please light a cigarette and tell them, "Chavod, enjoy it." 100,000 Gentiles don't do anything. Save your life. Only because he's doing it.
And they have to
Because
be
it
10
says to
observant Jews
desecrate.
and
It says,
stand and-
yeah, the
Not
the
easy.
example the Gemara is giving is if a boy comes to you on Shabbat, I need someone to mow my lawn. Do it for 10 hours on Shabbat, it's fine. But if he's saying, I'm taking the grass that you cut and into the garbage, but I want to show everyone that you're doing it, yes, okay. Remember, it's always difficult. Joseph was there. What's the point of dying?
For this, no, for this.
No, I understand. But remember, in life, people have different standards and different
I mean, in
values.
front of Shai Sion, everybody will understand that it's stupid to die for that stupid guy.
Right.
So I'm not gonna die.
It's not doing it for
Okay,
doing it
the
for
whole
sake-
world. I don't care about the whole world. People who are spiritual, they will
Yeah,
understand that.
I'll give you an example. Larry and myself met 5 soldiers that went to fight, injured, cured, but mentally they. One of them was a female. Listen what she says. We are a family. As it happened, she was Sephardic. Sephardic, her parents. But says we are all very smart, and my parents begged my brother not to enlist himself in a combat unit. Go to computers, like many people, so-called soldiers, are doing. And my brother says, no, I want to fight. And of course, he died in this war. Yeah? Okay, I mean, she's crying, as she said, she's very sad. Was he committing suicide when he chose to go? You realize that all the kids of the high officers are going to computers. Why? Because you never ever face any danger. You sit behind computers. So who are those tens of thousands who volunteer to come? Because they believe that Israel is so important.
But he didn't want
Well,
to die.
you're
There's no
you're
chance.
running away with the question. The question is, everyone, if you're an American, the concept of giving your life for a value doesn't exist.
That's why it says Shema Nafsham Kedushat Hashem.
America is only me, and me. Again, in Israel in the 50s, 60s, in the 40s, everyone, religious or not, believed we need a state. As the country develops, you see clearly that there is a reason why 40% of those who died came from the Shivot there proportionally. The answer is for them. Hilary, tell them what you heard from the people in the evening. You went for Shabbat. You went to a settlement with about 10,000 people, and you really live in danger. They come to shul now with machine guns. So he says to a woman, why are you here? What do you mean, why? I was
He was living in a caravan under with nothing. The migrants who come to New York wouldn't live in such a caravan. And in the caravan, there's a little stove, and they come for Shabbat and they sit there. We can't grasp it. Oh, I'm going to leave my house. I'm going to leave.
There are some values in life that are above pizza.
That's right. It's She's Lama. I asked the question.
The highest value in life is the state Eretz Israel, not
The land.
Eretz
the
Israel. This is exactly what the woman told him. She and her husband are professionals. You have to be crazy to live here. Your life, your lives of your children. And he says that over Shabbat, the kids are running back and forth. How can you let your son? The answer is, they were great. I was great.
Rabbi, someone told me this, what Begin said in '82 to Joe Biden. What's in that? What? Just one paragraph, but
Yeah, he's reading what Begin said in '82 to Biden. Yes.
Don't threaten us with cutting off your aid. It will not work. I am not a Jew with trembling knees. I'm a proud Jew with 3,700 years of civilized history. Nobody came to our aid when we were dying in the gas chambers and ovens. Nobody came to our aid when we're struggling to create our country.
This is
We paid
begging.
for it. We fought
Israel
for it.
now is begging on the knees to say, everything Israel
We will
has comes
stand
from
by our
Allah.
principles. We will defend them, and when necessary, we will die for them again, with or without your aid.
Begging really, begging really.
Yeah, because Begin came from a different place. Begin came from Brisk, and
Of
there's a different person. He saw he had a different feeling. There's a different world. Begin today.
Begging what he said, but today Israel is begging because Israel, it's very unfortunate. The situation is very, very different. Okay, anyway, let's go to our topic without.
Yeah, we have like 2 minutes for our topic.
We listen to this. Now he says like this. Says the Ramah later, you hear? Says the Ramah later, tell him the page. He says like this, the Ramah, listen to this. This is a long Ramah, listen good.
Where are you holding now?
I'm holding in the same Siman. Kufnu
Okay,
Zayim.
good.
If I'm looking for the long Ramah at the end of the Seif, listen. If, says the Ramah like this, וכל איסור עבודת כוכבים לגילוי עריות, אף על פי שאין בו מיתה, רק לאו בעלמא. Here, what is the איסור, Joseph, that Aaron is assisting them, is to build an idol. This is really what he did, correct? Remember, he is not doing, but he is assisting them. Says the Ramah, צריך להיהרג ולא לעבור, אבל עליו דלפני עיוור לא תיתן מכשול, יעבור ולא יהרג. Says the Ran, כך אומר הר"ן, the Ran says, here, the Ran says, creating a pesel is ודאי אסור, but if you are not doing it, you're only assisting, you're not מחויב למות. So this is against the Ramban. The Ramban is asking Rashi, even if Moshe Rabbeinu is tortured, yes, Moshe should have died. Is there?
I mean, I don't.
Aaron. Ramah is posek like the Ran, like Rashi. The Ramban disagrees with it. The concept, we're reading now from Halacha. So this is the Ran, and the Ramah brings the Ran, which it doesn't have.
So someone said, I want to build an Avodah Zarah, help you with the money. If I help with the money,
Like if you are helping in money, according to the Ramban, you have to die and not giving you the money. Or if he says to you like Aaron, take the. But you see, this goes into a very serious question, which might have more money.
How does this work in halacha with helping somebody with anything?
If I'm serving a Jew a cheeseburger, I have Lifnei Iver or Mechshol. Is this name Lifnei Iver a general brand Louis Sur Lifnei Iver? Or every Avera that you assist, you are becoming an accomplice. So I did a cheeseburger. If I helped him desecrate Shabbat, so this is really
You're saying at the same level as that chayet? Is that what you're saying?
Rabbi Prague?
You had witnesses and everything, you'd be chayav mitan. You're not going to go that far.
No one
says
no one
that.
says it. Which Avera is now on your record?
So you're saying maybe you have
Is the
to
Avera Lifnei Iver L'Titel Mechshol, or the Avera is Chilul Shabbat? This is the machloket.
Rabbi Prague?
Yeah.
This is the machloket Rashi and Ramban. Yes.
If I'm a broker and I arrange a loan of rebate between two people, now I know I'm not allowed to do that, but am I also in that case over lifnei ver lo titei mechshol?
מפורש שולחן ערוך, and if you it has to be in this volume.
No, but he's a chayav to repeat. There are 6 people who would or chayav.
No, but
Person
here,
will help.
he's asking this, שולחן ערוך says like this, המלווה והלווה והעדים והסופר.
Correct.
Sofer who is writing the loan,
It's
yes,
chayav to
It's
repeat,
also
not even
lifnei
the
ver.
flavor. No, he's chayav to repeat. Equal two of them. So maybe he's chayav in 2
this
things.
is what I'm saying. According to this interpretation, of course, he is Lifnei Iver. If the scribe is not here, yes,
He's helping in doing an Aveira.
here, he will later.
But I thought even the scribe is chayav to repeat also. You know, so that the way that the chayet is that there are 6 people chayav to repeat itself.
The Isuri bit kolel, but what's the name of Eli? Eli is saying that
Then maybe he's
Isur of
chayav
the scribe-
twice. With me, and to repeat.
No, but what I'm trying to bring out is he didn't lend the money. He was only participating.
Correct. But without
Rabbi.
his assistance, the loan would not come through.
Correct. Correct.
Rabbi.
Give
Hi,
me half a
Alki.
second here.
You don't
not
need
that-
people to say.
Rabbi, I have a
that.
question.
Yes.
I once was helping a friend out who has paying a very high interest rate and got him a loan with a bank. And regular normal interest rate, 3% at the time, but it was
Yeah.
under my name. And there was an issue, a rabbi told me there was an issue that if I'm charging him that interest, it could be my problem. I have maybe an issue. And I said, well, how do I do it then?
There is good.
And this is one of the big questions. You hear what it says? He was basically bailing someone, but
Yeah.
whatever the trip is.
It's happened in the credit
Okay,
card
so
also.
the language that you wrote, the contract between him and you is everything.
Does the head scare mean anything in that, Rabbi, or no?
I mean, it's, I saw the question being brought many times in writing.
Yeah.
Everything depends on the language you wrote here. I see it right here.
And Rabbi, there's a lot of young men today in our community working on hard money lending. And I don't know how that is mutar. You're lending with crazy interest rates.
Yeah, but if they arrange a heteriska, then it might be a way to go.
Larry, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, I know what you do because we do it. We did it. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
No, and then there's different real estate deals that you're lending money with
Huh?
I don't know.
interest mezzanine loans and it's business, but I don't know, does that become, if it's a Jew, is it a problem that they're paying 12%?
You cannot ask your local rabbi the question. You have to ask a rabbi that knows very well what goes on in the banking industry, understand exactly.
Right. Yeah.
In Yerushalayim, there was a fellow of Yaakov Blau. He was running Yeshivat Mir. His daughters are growing. So he said, I have to make money. He went to work as a clerk in the bank. He was a super genius. After 4 years, he's the head of the bank. He married off his daughters. He went back to learning. He wrote the most comprehensive book on the beat. He says, because I know exactly what. Very often you have to understand the nature of the transaction. I mean, this is so basically the Rama says that לפני עיוור of עבודה זרה, גילוי עריות, שפיכות דמים is אסור. Do you have to die or not? It's a מחלוקת ראשונים. The way we spoke today is מחלוקת Rashi and Ramban. You realize? Because the Ramban is saying on Rashi, Aaron should have died. Died for what? For taking the gold and putting it in the furnace. Is a system. But the Ramban understood, assisting any type of avera, you're becoming an accomplice, a partner. She understood, no, I have a issue with neighbor, so there's no difference if I give you a cheeseburger, I give you a cigarette on Shabbat, or I'm taking the gold and putting it in the furnace. It's mamash the machloket.
Yeah, it's your issue. Like I have
What? Right,
this
this is mamash. If you look now, I have Gemara Sanhedrin, open Sanhedrin, and Amud Bet, Sanhedrin 74b. Here I don't have enough, but
Go ahead.
no, we have Gil'ela, take it.
But Moshe says Chata'ah Gedolah, so that's really.
No, but this is the question.
Very sunny, no?
They tortured you to a
Yeah.
point.
It bounces off the water. I remember when I used to drive.
Yeah.
I'm with Rashi on this.
כולם מסכימים, לא מבינים מה הרמב"ן עושה, מה הוא רוצה? לא, טעה בזה, it's a major מחלוקת. it's a מחלוקת, you understand, Ramban is saying, see, the חתם סופר, באמת יעקב רב קמנצקי, they say, in פרשת יתרו, there is a issue, לא תעשה לך פסק, this is a pasuk. Me and you cannot craft an idol. Is this part of Isur Avodah Zarah in general, even though I'm not worshiping? I'm not, maybe the Isur of Aaron is not even Avodah Zarah, it's only the Isur of Ta'aseh Lecha Pesach. Maybe he doesn't have to die because of that. I mean, this is but it's a strong language that the Ramban is using in 2 sentences. Look at the 74b. You realize, David, they're not looking to do something. When the famous Gemara, Daf Ayin Dad Amud Bet Yela in the middle, the Gemara wants to know why Esther did not resist. Why Esther? Before Purim we'll talk, but you listen to the Gemara. Esther Pares Yahavi. So everyone knows the answers. That Esther did not initiate fire. But the second answer that most people are aware is Hanaat Atzmam Shari. Achashverosh didn't do it to you because you're Jewish. Achashverosh saw a beautiful woman and he's doing it for his own pleasure. This is why she is not Chayav. Listen. The Ilotei Mahachi, listen good now.
What's the Isur?
No, Arayot, if you take the position, see the Gemara Ketubot. Question is, the Jewish woman to sleep with a goy, does it fall into Arayot or not? It's a machloket Ribam and Rabbeinu Tam, it doesn't fall into Ketubot.
And a married woman.
A married woman. Okay, or yes or no?
She's not married and
Well,
he's going.
No,
leave it before Purim. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it.
Okay.
Listen to the proof of the Gemara. Deilo teima achi, tishma tov. Hani kvake v'dimoni ki echi yavinu. Says Rashi, before a Persian or whatever holiday used to go to the Jewish community, you have to supply us with light and heat for the church. Otherwise, people would not come to the church. She says, כלי נחושת שנותנים בהם גחלים והם עומדים לפני שולחן מלכים להתחמם. איך יהבינן? says Rashi, this is יום חג היה לפרסים, the Persians celebrated, שנוטלים משרתי עבודת כוכבים, the priests are taking light from every family, ומעמידים בבית עבודת כוכבים שלהם, ומתחממים העם כנגדם, והיו נוטלים אף מבית ישראל בעל כורחה. So the Gemara wonders, what gives me a Jewish person the right to give a Persian priest light on his holiday? I'm indirectly assisting him in doing the Avodah Zarah. This is similar to our case. The answer is, they are not doing it against me. They are taking it from a Jew and a Christian, from a Buddhist. They are doing it simply for their own pleasure. Here, Eli, but this is the Fnei.
What if only from the Jews they were taking?
No. If it's only from the Jews, then it's a problem. Yes.
How long? I have to die?
No, but you have to sit in jail for a year. You wouldn't do the service unless you're helping them.
And if I do, what's the thing?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Then why should anyone
the Jewish code would never punish you. The question is, how far do you have to go to say no? How far do you have to go to say no? So here, this is our case. And me giving them sifnei ver. Remember, because a goy is not permitted to do avodah zarah. And the Gemara says here, like, it's mutar because of anahat atzma. So people are bringing raya against the Ramban. Do you realize? What is the Ramban saying to Aaron? Ramban is saying, you are assisting them. And you have to buy. You have to die. Why don't I have to die here? The answer is, I'm only giving it to you. You are your own choice. You means the Persian, doing what you're doing. So you see from the Gemara that just assisting for Avodah Zarah, you definitely don't have to die. You have to try to get out of it, but the Gemara says there's no way out.
How does Ramban get this position from?
Okay, Be'emet. We have to learn this to be out with it. Ramban always states it. Leave one Shulchan Aruch here, but the Sanhedrin leave because there aren't too many Sanhedrin. Here we never have a Sanhedrin.
Let's take these back.
I will always hide behind.
No, but I use it. Unfortunately, I'm using the current Israeli situation as an example. Tens of thousands of boys in yeshivot is there. Not all of them, but most of them are going to come. You have to be crazy. The answer is, if you believe in a value, it is above normal life. If life is only life, to go to Aruba, to eat the pizza, and lip service for the state of Israel, you're right. Yeah, I'm telling you this. No, but I'm telling you this.